Okay, and now we're going to talk about my favorite part of Reno's style, and that's his brush technique that he uses. And what I mean by brush technique is that what Don does is he brushes the strings with his thumb, like that, and it's just like a flat pick brushing your strings. You're using your thumb pick to do it. And this is where thinning down your thumb pick, like we talked about, comes in to play here, as well as on the single string. It gives it a certain sound when you brush it. And the trick to it is you have to put your hand on your bridge like this. You have to put it right on the bridge. You just put just enough pressure on it to get the sound that you want. So you learn how to do that to switch from regular playing. That was one of the things that a lot of people have had trouble when they did get to see Don play in person. They were wondering how he got that kind of electric guitar sound out of his banjo. They didn't notice that he was, putting his hand down on the bridge. So put your hand on the bridge. It's kind of like the way Travis-style guitar players mute their bass bridges or the bass strings on their guitar. You're just muting you kind of put it right behind the bridge and let the fat of your hand rest on the top of it, and it mutes your strings a little bit. And you can play with the amount of pressure to put on the bridge too to get different sounds. So I'm adding quite a bit of pressure there. So if you did it without muting the bridge, it sounds too rattly, or it projects too much when you're doing it. It doesn't sound right. And of course, it's a little louder, but like that. So put the hand on the bridge and learn to use your thumb. And you don't have to overwork your thumb either. You can, instead of just using your thumb, you can just kind of move your whole hand a little bit. So just kind of move your hand. Because a lot of people find it hard. I use my thumb actually more than I do using my whole hand, but a lot of people find it hard to use their thumb a lot. It's hard for them to stroke down with the thumb like that. Like that. So Don did use his whole hand at times, and he used his thumb at times. So it just depends on how the mood strikes you, or if you need the extra speed to do it. Now, this first lick I'm going to show you in this brush style is really common in Don's playing. I call it the Chuck Berry lick. And it goes like this. Like that. So something like that, anyway. But here's the trick to it. You have to get really fast on the thumb brush. Don isn't brushing down with just his thumb. It would be hard to get a back and forth sound like. What he's doing is he's coming back up with the first finger when he's brushing down. Like that. You hear that little. Like that. So, and also in this lick I'll show you. Like that. He's going back and forth with the thumb. It's almost like single string almost, but he's brushing down and then coming back up with the first finger. So this particular lick, this Chuck Berry lick, there's 1,000 different versions of it that Don used. So it's basically out of a F7th position, and he's sliding over, starting on the first and second string on the 2nd fret, and he's sliding into that those 7th notes. Like that. And we're going to talk about this during the Reno roadmap section, but what I'm using here is what's called double stops, and double stops are 2 notes or partial chords, or they're part of a whole chord, but it's just partial chord positions played at the same time. So those are double stops. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding into that, and I'm just coming back and forth with the thumb and the first. And then I'm coming up here and grabbing the 5th fret on the 2nd and 3rd strings. And this is important to note too, and we'll get into this as well on the Reno roadmap section, but Don did most of these double stops when it was out of a bar position like this. Instead of using 2 fingers, he would flat his finger across 2 strings. So anytime you have 2 adjacent strings or notes above each other, one above and one below, instead of using 2 fingers, he just flat his finger across it, because it would be hard to do that. So he would just come over here and do that, flat his finger across there. Over on the 5th fret, 3rd and 2nd strings, to the 3rd fret, again I'm flatting my finger across on the 3rd fret on the 3rd and 2nd strings, and then I'm going to hammer on to the 4th fret, and then up to the G note of the F position there. Now since we're playing in G, we can actually hit the G string open like that. But you can move this lick, just like all the rest, to other positions as long as you don't hit, an open string. So if I'm playing an A, like that. So I'll play that slow for you again. Like that. And now we're going to move on to I Know You're Married, and that'll help you get this brush technique down. And let's do that now.